Let's go to the WorldMap website and see how it works. From any web browser, if you type in worldmap.harvard.edu, you will come to this site. You can view a map, create a map, or go to the About page and see more information about the system. Now, let's view a map. Here is a list of maps in the system, over 1,700 of them. These are all produced by our users. If you type in Africa to search for some maps, the first one jump out is the Africa map that Professor Blier had created. You can see that it has many layers. You can zoom in, go to your interested area. You can turn on and off different layers to see different pieces of information. If you scroll down a little bit, you can see there is ethno and linguistics layer. That's the color we're seeing on the map right now. And there are many, many more layers on this rich map. Now, let's create our own map from scratch. If you go in to create a map, you can pick from over a dozen different base maps. They are provided by Google or ESRI, the GIS company, or Microsoft, or OpenStreetMap. You can pick and choose. And zoom to your interest area, center it, and start adding your own layers. Now, we have received some WhelmS data points from the WhelmS team, and we've added to the database. So we search by that. We can see that these layers are showing up. Let's add the points to our map first. And now, with these information, you can zoom in further, and let's add some more reference layers. If you type in ethnographics, maybe we'll find the layer we saw from Professor Blier's map. Here it is. Let's add that. Whoop, it comes up, but it covered up our points. Well, don't worry. We can make it semi-transparent so that we can see through the color patches. And if we want to, we could also bring up the points on top of this polygon layer so it can see better. If we click on a point, it drills down to the layers and show you the different description data behind these points and polygons. Let's look at the Shear Layer option for the ethnographics layer. You can download it to your hard drive if you want, and you can see that many different maps in the WorldMap platform use the same layer repeatedly. Must be a very useful layer. The bottom of this page, you can see the permission settings for this layer. Professor Blier had allowed it to be viewed by anyone, but you can reset that for something else for your own layer. Now, you like your own map. Let's save it, give it a name, give it a URL, a brief description. You could also type over the boilerplate text and enter your own description for your particular map. And this is the text that people will see first when they come to your layer. Now, before you quit, you want to set permission for your own map layer too. You could change from view by anyone to view by only people whom you invite. Since its beta release in July of 2011, just over 1.5 years ago, WorldMap has attracted hundreds of thousands of users from all over the world and gathered thousands of mapping layers on just about any subject. We see the core value of WorldMap added support for collaboration with the geographic framework. The system allows individuals and organizations to upload and download mapping data from our database, and through it, remotely access many more databases on the internet. Let's return to the map we have just created and see how WorldMap interact with other layers and other systems. You can see that we have added a few more layers to the map. We could zoom in further and see that some of the crimes happen at border locations and where population density is relatively higher. And if we turn on the editing feature tool, we could add more features like new crime locations or edit the descriptions of existing crime locations right on this map. And if we filter the place name database that WorldMap provides by, say, airport, we'll see airports are highlighted as yellow dots on this map. If we go to add more layers, we can bring in public media, social media, such as Picasa photos, and type in a keyword and see where people are taking pictures that has something to do with poaching. And here are the photo album on Picasa that we have streamed onto our map. Similarly, we could also bring in YouTube videos. Again, filter it by our interested keywords, add it to the map, know where they were being video recorded, and go actually play the video right here. So if you like this map, you want to share with your other people, you can give them the URL, they'll come to right to the site, or you can copy the snippet of HTML code, put it into any website of your own organization. Now, by doing that, your website will have an embedded map, live, streamed from our WorldMap that looks and feels just like what you have seen on the WorldMap platform. Also, we could share data out as mapping layers through the internet. The border crossing points is another layer we have from the WorldMap database, and you could download it, or you could bring it to your own system like an Excel spreadsheet. But you can also get a KML file, which would allow you to play the same layer but in a 3D environment on Google Earth. Here you can see we just did that, get the KML, and Google Earth could render the same border crossing points with its attribute. Another use of WorldMap is to analyze other social media input, such as tweets from Twitter. Here we have one example showing you all the tweets from this time window. Every little blue dot is one individual tweet. We can search them again by keyword, get a heat map, a time sequence graphics, and even drill down to the particular tweet and read its content. This is a way to allow public citizens to report wildlife crime and directly map them into this framework.